So this is the Subharmonic Memory Unit version 1, another instrument in my Nontemporary Toolbox range. It works either standalone in the Decent Sampler environment, or you can, of course, use it in a DAW as well. As you can see here below, the range is C3 to C5. That's 2 octaves. And right now we're just listening to the regular wave, which is represented here on top next to its dedicated switch. You can turn this on and off. And you can also turn on and off the different subharmonics. Let's listen to them separately. So this is the regular C3, divide by 2, divide by 3, 4, 5. And if we do this for C5, regular note, divide by 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can hear, these are not just octave switches. These are following the subharmonic series. If you want to know more about that, you should watch the making of a video where I explain in detail how I created these subharmonics. So there's 4 banks, each with their separate controls for the subharmonics. The first zone is C3 to F sharp 3. Then there's the second zone or bank B, and you can see which zone is active by watching the LED below the banks here. So the second zone is from G3 to C4. Then the third zone is from C sharp 4 to F sharp 4, and then the last zone is from G4 to C5. And you can turn on and off different subharmonics for all the voices, which causes every simple melody to sound a little bit more complex. And if we change this up, I'm just randomly selecting subharmonics here. Then there's this random toggle switch. If you set this to on, all the settings of the switches here are ignored and the engine chooses a random layer for you. And as you can hear, this creates interesting melodies. Whether or not they sound good, that's entirely up to you. Let's switch this back to off. So let me keep these selections here a little bit random. Then the next control to look at is the drift lock. Currently I turned it off. What this does is create pitch drift, which is independent for every bank. You can clearly hear it when I play 2 Cs. So this is to mimic analog VCO drift. Let me turn off all the subharmonic layers. So this is the drift lock off or locked. And if we increase it, you can hear that the VCOs are no longer perfectly in tune. And this allows you to create lush chords. The mod wheel is mapped to an LFO that creates this vibrato. Then there's a spring reverb A 7K low pass filter. I made two settings for the envelope, a fast one and a slow one. And let me just turn on the random here. So I'm just playing the same two chords, and every time I play them, they sound different. Let's turn it back off. And then there's the memory, which is linked to the buffer size here. This is really just a delay with a very high feedback setting, and you can turn this on and off. Let me turn it on. And you can use this as kind of a looper. And of course you can adjust the buffer size. And you can play around with all the settings while this is recording. And if you want to clear the buffer entirely, you should keep this off a few seconds. And this allows you to create interesting loops. Anyway, this is going to be it for this quick demo video. You can download the Subharmonic Memory Unit from a site called Piano Book. I'll leave a link to that in the description box. Thanks for watching. Bye.